One of the many small but chaotic moments in school life, seat rearrangement day. Everyone's scrambling to get a better spot or sit next to their best friend. But for me, there's one person I've been both curious and wary of, Izumi Hojo. And now, somehow, she's sitting right next to me. This has to be fate, some cruel twist of it. While I sat there frozen in grim silence, she casually slid closer and leaned in, whispering, "Hope we get along." Yeah, sure. That's all I could muster. Why, of all people, why is Hojo sitting next to me? To think that a trap like this could be hiding in plain sight during something as simple as a seat change. No, this isn't misfortune. This is Yutara's chance. An opportunity to finally figure out what's really behind Hojo's mask. Determined, he sneaks a peek at her, only to jump back in shock. She's already staring right into his soul. Flustered, he blurts out, "Why are you looking this way?" But with a calm face, Hojo answers, "I'm looking at the mountains." Yuta, confused, "What?" She continues, "They say looking at nature from afar is good for you." The MC was stunned, completely thrown off. Never mind, I have no idea what she's thinking anymore. In his head, though, the doubt kept whispering, "Of course. You're just like the others, right? You're after him too, aren't you, Hojo?" He glanced over at her desk. Her school supplies were way too cute. Adorably decorated, bright colors, soft designs. Meanwhile, his own stuff looked painfully basic. A tiny eraser, dull pencils, plain notebooks. She sparkled like an entire continent, while he just felt small. But there was something strange. A gloomy-looking kitchen came into view, and the MC found himself staring at it, confused. Out of nowhere, Hojo called out to him, "That's called a lazy dog." He blinked. "What, is that even popular?" he asked, clearly lost. She responded, "It's cute, right?" Then unexpectedly, her cheeks turned pink. And with a shy smile, she added, "It kinda looks like you." He suddenly stood up and slammed his hands on the desk. "No, it does not," he snapped. The entire class turned to stare, startled. The MC froze for a moment, then quietly thought, "They all look like they're having a good time. Huh? Maybe it was just him caught in his own head." But from that day on, the MC kept going in circles, trying to uncover something, anything, about Izumi Hojo. Still, no matter how much he tried, he found nothing. In fact, most of the people who sat next to him only seemed interested in pestering him for information about his older brother. Not him. Never him. Well, this is how it's always been for him. That's just his life. Still, he couldn't help but wonder, what on earth is she thinking? He glanced at Izumi Hojo once more, uncertain, caught somewhere between curiosity and suspicion. But then he froze. His eyes widened. A small gasp almost escaped his lips. Wah? She's wearing glasses? Izumi Hojo, the girl who always seemed so composed, so unreadable. She was wearing glasses. And then, she peeked over the top of them, catching him in his dumbfounded stare. He asked, "Hojo, is your eyesight bad or something?" She nodded casually. "Yeah, it's not usually an issue, but when I'm heading back, I need to put these on." As she adjusted her glasses, the MC thought back to what she said earlier about the mountains. So, she was telling the truth after all. Just as that realization sank in, their teacher suddenly shouted from across the classroom, "Tano, can you even see from back there?" He replied without skipping a beat, "Pretty easy when you've got 20/20 vision, you know?" Tano was always the outdoorsy type. Back when he was a kid, he used to spend a lot of time exploring forests and climbing mountains. That's probably why he's never had any issues with his eyesight. Curious, he turned to Hojo and asked, "If your eyesight's that bad, where were you even sitting before the seat change?" But just as the words left his mouth, the teacher cut in, "All right, next question goes to Tano." He stiffened in his seat. Tano stood up, completely unprepared. He hadn't been paying attention, not even a little. The teacher called on him with a question, and in that split second of panic, he heard Izumi softly murmuring something under her breath. Persistence. At first, he had no clue what she was saying. But then it hit him. Wait, is she actually trying to help me? Still frozen, the teacher looked straight at him and asked, "Tano, were you even listening, dear?" He could only whisper to himself in pure panic. But inside Tano's mind, a fierce battle was unfolding. Can I really trust what she whispered? Did she actually give me the right answer? He squeezed his eyes shut, took a deep breath, and finally spoke. Persistence. The teacher's face lit up. Correct. Meanwhile, Izumi Hujo, as if she had just won a secret game, grinned proudly and started dancing in her seat for no apparent reason. Tano could only sit there, completely stunned. Tano sat back down, still feeling the warmth rise in his cheeks. She didn't trick me. That thought echoed in his mind as he glanced at Izumi Hujo and mumbled a soft, "Thanks." She looked back with a smug smile, cheeks tinted with a goddess-like blush. That expression, it completely threw him off. His heart skipped a beat. Why does she look like she's enjoying this so much? Of course she was. Still, he told himself, just this once, I'll believe her. She really did help me after all. The MC looked over and asked, "Hey, if your eyesight is really that bad, why didn't you ask to switch seats with someone?" Izumi Hujo responded casually, "Well, it's because I like it here." That answer caught him off guard. He just sat there, puzzled, completely unable to figure her out. The school bell rang, snapping him out of his thoughts. No matter how hard he tried, he still couldn't read her. Just a few hours earlier, when the classroom was buzzing about the new seat arrangements, Izumi Hujo was sitting in the last row with her brunette friend. Her friend asked, "Are you sure you'll be okay sitting that far back?" Hujo replied with a calm smile, "Yeah, it's fine." But then her eyes drifted across the room, right to the MC sitting quietly in the back. As she looked at his face, her cheeks flushed softly. That moment, she made up her mind. It should be fine if I wear my glasses. Okay then, this spot's perfect. And just like that, she chose to stay. Sitting right next to the MC, Izumi Hujo casually tied up her hair in different styles, one after another. She turned to him and asked, "How do I look with this one?" Then quickly switched it up again. "Or maybe this one. How about 2 or 3 more?" And finally, with a playful grin, "All right, how about the classic kindergarten style?" The MC, clearly flustered, thought to himself, "Why is she always asking me this kind of stuff? I mean, she looks fine, I guess." Every time Izumi Hujo opens her pencil case, she gets this strangely cheerful look on her face. That's something I only started noticing after we ended up sitting next to each other. The MC thinks, what the hell is she hiding in there? A secret photo of my brother or something? Curious, he leans in a little to sneak a peek, and then she flashes a mischievous grin. Lazy dog. She's literally lighting up just from looking inside her pencil case. The MC thinks, what even is fashion, anyway? As he walks, something suddenly clicks in his mind. Izumi Hujo's brunette friend. She's not chasing after his brother. That realization doesn't come from him, though. It's his friend who points it out first. As his friend walks up to her and asks, "Hey, Moriyawa, aren't you into Rei-sama?" She shrugs casually. "I'm good." "Huh? You're not interested?" Her answer is simple. Urara loves herself more than anyone else. Then she adds with a smirk, "But yeah, I still think he's kinda cool." Hearing that, the boys were completely stunned, almost spellbound. But strangely, the atmosphere remained calm. There's just something about Urara. This kind of honesty is exactly what makes her so captivating. Meanwhile, Urara simply thinks to herself, "Huh? Did I say something weird?" We see Urara totally lit up with excitement. "Hey, since we're already on the bus, why don't we play cards?" Turns out they were all riding the bus together. The MC glances over and mutters, "Wow, Moriyawa really snagged a nice seat." Izumi and Moriyawa turn to him and ask, "You're playing too, right?" But he snaps back, flipping through his book. "Don't just count me in without even asking," he yells, clearly annoyed. It was the month of May. Today was the day of their outdoor learning trip, a chance to embrace nature and build stronger class bonds. As the bus rolled on, students stared out the window in awe. "Wow, look at that. It's so pretty," one of them said, eyes wide. Meanwhile, the MC sat back and thought, "I only ended up in this group because Takayama dragged us into it." Earlier, Takayama had said, "Hey, it's fine if we're all in the same group, right?" The MC had just shrugged and replied, "Yeah, sure." But the MC can't help but feel uneasy. Out of everyone in the group, Takayama is the only one with a decent moral compass. The rest, Izumi, Urara, and his third friend, definitely not the most reassuring bunch. And to make things more complicated, he's been grouped with Izumi Hujo too. Still, he figures it's better than getting stuck with a bunch of random girls who only care about getting close to his brother. The kind that shriek, "Wait, is he really here?" the moment they spot him. The MC shakes his head, trying to snap out of it. Get it together. Snap out of it. That's when his friend nudges him. Hey, Yuta, you paying attention or what? Of course, they were playing cards, some kind of decision game. His friend explained, we're using this to decide team roles. Whoever wins gets to choose whether they cook or gather firewood. But the MC remembered something crucial. He'd heard from a senpai that gathering firewood was no joke. It was absolutely brutal. Now fully locked in, the MC thought, I've got to win. I have to be on the cooking team. There's no way I'm hauling wood all afternoon. Fueled by determination, the MC practically radiated intensity. He couldn't afford to lose this round. Once they arrived at the camp, everyone quickly got to work setting up. The atmosphere buzzed with energy and a bit of chaos. The MC found himself stuck with the worst job, gathering firewood. Frustrated, he turned to Izumi Hojo. Why the heck are you on firewood duty too, Hojo? Calmly, she replied. Because you came in dead last, Yuta. I was second to last. He snapped. That's because you sabotaged me. If you hadn't messed me up during the game, I wouldn't be stuck with this. And so, the bottom of the barrel duo had their fate sealed as the designated firewood crew. Meanwhile, over at the cooking team, there were 3 members, 2 goofball friends and the ever-lively brunette, Urara. Back on the other side, the MC was facing the steep slope with firewood in hand. Hauling this stuff is brutal. Yeah, this is seriously rough, he muttered to himself. He glanced over at Izumi Hojo to check how she was doing. She was swaying side to side, clearly on the verge of collapse. A few logs even slipped off her shoulders. Eventually, she dropped everything on the ground with a satisfied sigh. Done, she beamed. But the MC just stared at her, deadpan. You're acting like we've finished the entire job already? Whatever, he mumbled, watching her relax. We're not even halfway done. Wait a second. Seeing how exhausted she looked, the MC couldn't help but notice there's something different about Izumi Hojo today. Just then, another girl stepped in, asking, Hey, Tano, you okay? Others chimed in as well. The MC responded, Yeah, got it. Hojo added softly, If anything's wrong, don't hesitate to say something. Okay? The people around them, hearing her gentle tone, were completely taken in. Man, she's so thoughtful. It's no wonder she's one of the class's top 2 stars. She's seriously adorable. Sorry for the wait, Izumi Hojo said cheerfully, startling the MC so badly he nearly dropped everything. Don't just pop out of nowhere like that, the MC snapped, still catching his breath. But she just smiled casually. I just caught up, that's all. As he looked at her, the MC thought to himself, man, she's really hopeless when it comes to anything physical. So, without a word, he stepped forward and offered to carry her wood for her. Just as he extended his hand, Izumi gently reached out and took it. The MC muttered with urgency, That's not what I meant. If we don't hurry, all the curry will be gone. Still carrying all her stuff, he marched forward, focused on the goal, food. Behind him, Izumi Hojo followed with a faint blush on her cheeks and a soft smile. Thanks, she said. You're a nice guy, Tano. Yeah, he replied, barely turning around. His eyes locked on the curry they were heading for. It was nothing but a mix of curry blocks, apples, and some diabolical mystery ingredients. What even is this? The MC muttered, staring at the mess in disbelief. The cooking team proudly claimed, This is what curry's supposed to be. But one look at those bizarre ingredients, clearly someone's idea of a secret recipe, was enough to send a chill down anyone's spine. Still, the MC and Izumi Hojo tried to be brave. They each took a cautious sip, and instantly regretted it. Their faces contorted in silent agony as classmates scrambled to fetch them water, because that so-called curry tasted like it was summoned straight from a dungeon. Well, looks like it's finally the MC's turn to cook curry. A few girls nearby started whispering, eyes fixed on him. Wait, is Tano actually good at cooking? One asked. Yeah, Izumi Hojo chimed in. I heard he cooks a lot. Even Tano's friend jumped in, saying, He sometimes makes his own bento too, and they're seriously good. All eyes were on him now. The guy who once lived in the shadows was suddenly the main dish. Bento, huh? That sounds nice. Everyone started gathering around the MC, lending a hand as he worked on the curry. Once it was done, the group sat down, hands together, and said in unison, Thank you for the food. Then they eagerly dug in. Tears welled up in a few students' eyes, this time not from spice or suffering, but pure joy. It's amazing. You totally saved the day, our rescue mission. Yeah, seriously, this curry is actually delicious. Even those weird secret ingredients ended up working out somehow. It was clear. The MC's cooking wasn't just food. It was magic. The MC thought to himself, I adjusted the seasoning just a bit. Glad it turned out okay, even if it's not my best work. He took a bite, quietly observing Isumi Hujo, who hadn't said a word. A little worry crept in. Maybe she didn't like it? Nervous but curious, he asked, was it okay? She turned toward him, a faint blush coloring her cheeks. It's delicious, she replied softly. Finally, someone actually appreciated his cooking. But the MC pointed out, hey, you've got rice on your face. Isumi Hujo quickly wiped it off. As he took another bite, he thought, why am I even feeling happy about something like this? Just because she praised my cooking? That's not it, right? Then again, more rice got stuck on her face. I don't even need her opinion anyway, he told himself. It's not like it matters or anything. Just then, the teacher clapped his hands and announced, okay, everyone, it's time to start a special activity hosted by Mr. Kobayashi, presenting the Mountain Edition Treasure Hunt Camp. The word treasure hunt instantly caught everyone's attention. Excitement buzzed through the group, along with a bit of nervousness. And with that, their grand mountain adventure began.